In this video, I will be teaching you how to play the game Space Battle. Space Battle is a great large group invasion game that teaches offensive and defensive tactics and strategies, as well as places an emphasis on throwing, tossing, chasing, and fleeing. Let's start by talking about the setup. When playing for the first time, I always tell a dramatic story about two spaceships locked in epic battle to get the students pumped up for the game, but you can intro it however you want. To set up the game, you will need a few different things. First, you'll need 3 hula hoops on each side, evenly spaced out. I call these turbo thrusters. Next, you will need 3 cones or pins or objects that stand up inside each of the turbo thrusters, and I call these power crystals. Finally, you will need a number of dodgeballs or gator skin balls set up along the center line, and I call these blaster balls. The ultimate object of the game is to defeat the other team's spaceship by knocking down all of their power crystals using the blaster balls. This can be achieved by either throwing or rolling a ball from your side, or by boarding the other team's spaceship and attacking with a blaster ball from there. While remaining on your spaceship, you are safe from the opposing team. But if you choose to board the other team's spaceship, they are allowed to tag you, freezing you in place. We'll see a few examples of this later on. Now that we're all set up, let's begin to play. As soon as both teams have one hand against the back wall, I will confirm that each team is ready, then begin to play the music to cue the students to begin. You can also blow a whistle, say go, or start the game, however else best suits you. As soon as the game starts, the players will make a mad dash to get set up, either getting in position defensively or sprinting to grab a ball from the center. Once the initial dash is over, players will then begin their attack on the other team's spaceship. As I said earlier, players will attempt to destroy the other team's spaceship by using a blaster ball to knock down the other team's crystals. Once a crystal is knocked down, it must remain down and is no longer in play for the remainder of the round. Defending players are absolutely allowed to defend their thrusters from blaster balls by using their hands or their feet. But if they accidentally step backwards and knock down one of their own crystals, it must remain down. Also, since the only target is to knock down the power crystals, there's no consequence if, while defending, you are hit by an opposing team's blaster ball. Now let's take a look at some examples as one blue player gets ready to attack. As we see here, one member from the blue team was able to successfully throw their ball over and knock down 2 power crystals on the red team's spaceship. However, as I said earlier, throwing from your side is not the only way to destroy the other team's crystals. Students are also allowed to board the other team's spaceship in attempts to get closer to destroy the crystals, which we'll see in an example right now. Here we have one player from the red team move up towards the top of the court. This then draws the attention of another blue team member to the top to defend. By drawing the attention of the opposing players, this frees up a red player to run all the way onto the other team's side to get in a closer attacking position. As we see here, the advantageous position allowed the red player to successfully take out 3 power crystals with one throw. However, the red player is far from safe as they are still deep in enemy territory and have now alerted the blue team to their presence. Now that the red player has been spotted, the blue team members begin their pursuit and are able to tag them before the red team member can make it back to safety on their own side. Once tagged, the red team member must freeze in place and raise their hand, indicating to their teammates and opponents that they have been captured. Finally, let's address how to save a captured teammate. Seeing that their teammate has been captured, one red player approaches the center line and prepares for the rescue. Upon recognizing an opening, they dash across onto the other team's spaceship and link arms with their teammate. As soon as they are connected, both players are allowed to head back to their side uninterrupted and cannot be tagged. However, on their way back, they are not allowed to pick up any blaster balls or attack as they return. Once back, they may break the link and begin to position themselves once again to help their team. One final point that I want to reinforce is the idea that the power crystals are the only targets in this game. Many students who have played dodgeball in the past might want to target their opponents, but if they do, I always remind them that they are simply giving their opponent a free ball to then use against their spaceship. Well, I hope you've enjoyed learning how to play Space Battle and that you're able to enjoy it in your own classes.